time now for our quickfire questions. The first one is, what's the biggest myth you think about automotive tech? Any big myths?
I just think the whole AI will lead to job losses is a big myth.
Okay, love that. Tom, anything to add there?
No, I agree with that one.
Okay, Tom, next one to you then. What's the one piece of tech you can't live without?
Oh, none of us can live without our phones, right? And I mean, it's just terrible. In fact, they released some guy from jail recently, and he'd been in there for 20 years, and he came out and they said, what's the thing you noticed? He goes, everyone's staring at their phones all the time. And that's the biggest thing he thought had changed.
Yeah.
There was a scary thing. I think I saw somebody talk about how many months you have as an adult. And then they added in the how much time you spend sleeping, how much time, and they've now added in how much time you're going to spend staring at a screen. You're like, oh my God.
Terrifying.
That's really bad.
Yeah.
Really bad. Harvey, what's the one piece of tech you can't live without if it isn't your phone? Is there anything else that you...
Automotive tech, I would say heated steering wheel and the ability to preheat my car.
I love that.
While all of the other Muppets on my street are out there like scraping the ice off. I'm like, doo-doo-doo, just like skipping out there.
Turn it on from my apps.
Yep.
Suckers.
That is great.
I know. I do love it. My boys we now have, in my new car, I've got heated seats in the back. It's like, we've leveled up.
If anyone from a manufacturer is listening, could you please heat my cup holders? Because I want my coffee to stay warm. And yes, it's in like a thermal cup, but thank you, Yeti. But also like heat and cool the cup holders. Come on. Like, I don't need screens in the back of every seat. I just need a heated cup holder. That's all.
When you have a child vomit in a car, you don't put screens in the back of a car anymore. Anyone looking at something while you're moving.
No.
You only have to clean stick out of a car once to never do that again. Audiobooks was the thing for us. So, Tom, what do you think is the most exciting innovation that you can see happening in automotive retail right now? What's exciting about that space? Yeah,
I think in the end, a better experience. Like, I do think you're right that some people are providing a really good experience. And it would really, I tell you what, it's quite tantalizing. You kind of feel we're on the edge of like really lifting it a lot. And so that is pretty exciting. It feels to me like it's at a tipping point.
I think we're getting there. And I think you're right. I don't want to take away some of the professionalism that we see in retail is brilliant. And what we want to be able to do is just put the data into your hands. So it makes it even slicker. So if you could change one thing, Harvey, about how the industry adopts tech, what would it be?
Speed.
Okay.
Speed is of the essence. I think back to my earlier point, we have to match the pace of our customers and also match the pace of every other piece of tech that they're using. And we're so far behind. And, being able to, you were mentioning the test drive earlier, being able to just make an appointment, upload your documents, walk into a dealership and have like keys in the hands now. You knew I was coming and I go. And like you have all my information, so you don't need to follow me. You don't need to put someone else in the car with me. Like that should be seamless.
It should be.
Right? So just matching the pace of where your customers are at.
Yeah.
And I just think it's hugely important.
Let me bite my pace. Don't try and strong arm me into a finance deal that I don't need right now. Let me go away and trust me that I can buy my mortgage online on my phone. And that's the thing, Tom, you mentioned earlier on. It's like you have your bank in your pocket. You don't need to have a printed document to go and prove how much you're earning. Same with, I think, with car finance or with any kind of buying sort of journey. So, Tom, same question to you. If there's one thing you could change about the way the industry adopts tech, what would that be? What's your wisdom?
Well, I mean, in the car itself, just to give a kind of more of a humorous answer. I mean, my new car seems to spend a lot of time nagging me. It has got this like digital sensor which is looking at my face, and it says things like, "Could you sit up?" Please?
Really?
Yeah. And and if I go so much as a mile over the speed limit, it starts.
Mine beeps.
And apparently this is mandatory now. You have this too, right?
It beeps.
It does feel a little bit intrusive. Sort of like tech is great when done well, and when it's not done well, it can be super annoying.
Yeah.
My brother has a electric Mini in Los Angeles, and it makes this whining noise because apparently there's something where EVs have to make a noise. He is a very brilliant engineer, and he has spent I don't know how much time trying to find out where in the car this thing is so he can remove it. But yeah, it's the noises and
Yeah.
the weird things that are happening in cars these days.
Yeah, it's funny. Mine also tells me if the cars ahead have moved. And it goes, boop, boop, time to drive. It doesn't like,
It says that, does it?
Are you looking at your phone? It's, oi, come on, hurry up. So yeah, that is quite funny. So practical takeaways. We've got, a couple of other sections here, I think. If, for anyone that's working in retail listening, if they were going to start making smarter tech decisions today, what would be the first step they should take in how they use tech in their businesses?
Be prepared to pilot things. Choose a small blast radius and
Nice.
try something.
Yeah,
Go faster, try it quickly. Don't think about rolling it out everywhere.
yeah.
Take 2 or 3 stores, do that. See how it works, move on.
Yeah, I love that. I think agile is something that it's people don't know what agile is, and it means trying a little bit and then getting some feedback and then either course correcting or rolling it out everywhere else. That's a really good tip. Harv, same question to you.
I agree with Tom. I would also say, and go back to my earlier point of find the piece, find the sliver that is out of whack, either from a cost perspective or an efficiency perspective. Focus in on that. Figure out how you can actually derive value for both you and your customer base in sorting out that little piece, and then kind of you can move on.
Nice. And then one area, if you have to invest in one area of automotive tech right now, where would you put your money?
Anything making life easier, improving experience, efficiency. I think efficiency is a big one. But I think efficiency is tied to experience and ease. So if it is, they come together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think anything which actually drives that change is interesting from a kind of you can see it being adopted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because we cobbled together the automotive retail platform, not because anyone was asking for it, but because we saw the need, we can see where the puck is going in the industry and are trying to move there ahead of where actually our customer base is requesting things from us. And so I think it's really how do we actually invest in the thing that no one even sees as a need yet, because that's what's really going to help them propel their business.
Yeah, I think you don't know you need it until you've got it. It's that kind of thing, isn't it? So you talk about having a really massive partner ecosystem, which we do have, and that's complementary. It's you don't build everything yourself because there's only so much engineering resource in any business. So if somebody else is doing something really cool over there, plug it in. Brilliant. But just make sure the data flows among the systems.
Yep.
So I love that. Thanks, Harvey. Thanks, Tom. That's been a really brilliant episode, and I appreciate you coming in for the first one and
Thanks for having us.
being my guinea pigs.
Thank you.
It's been really good fun. So the key takeaways for me are the tech is an enabler. It's going to disrupt, but it disrupts in the right way. And think about digital transformation as an ongoing journey, not just trying to do it all in one go. Don't eat the elephant, just eat a bit at a time, or insert other equivalent animal here. And it's not just a destination, it's about staying ahead, and it means embracing change rather than resisting it. Don't spend the entire conference going, no, it's not going to happen. Go, well, it might happen. Maybe we should get on board.
Why should it happen?
I know, because it needs to. Maybe it does. So I'd love to talk about your road trips. I think you've both had some really... Tom, we've talked about when at once upon a time in your life you had you travelled everywhere and had a platinum card or a black card and said people were incredibly nice to you when you were doing.
Yeah, this was a bit before that.
Yeah, I know. But also you've both had, Harvey, you're probably the most well known for choosing the best venues whenever people have offsites because you know where the good things are. What would you say have been your best road trips? Who wants to go first?
Tom, you go.
I'll go. So I had an amazing road trip when I was just finishing as a student, and we decided to drive to Madrid. I went with a friend, but I was meeting some people there, and we felt we couldn't afford the tolls on the autoroute. So we decided to drive on French country roads the whole way across France and then the whole way across Spain with no motorways. So the whole thing took 3 or 4 days.
My God.
Which was kind of deliberate. We just decided to do it gradually. But it was just this fantastic trip, and I just remember the food and the places, and the journey was as good as arriving, and it really was great. It's really fun.
What was the most picturesque place on that whole road trip that you kind of went, oh,
Yeah, probably somewhere in the Loire or, down the west coast of France. It's all very beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Okay, so worth repeating then. Would you go on the motorways now or would you stick to the back roads?
Well, we was in a hurry, right? So you think, I'll go on the fastest route.
Yeah.
But in fact, this was one where we weren't in a hurry. Didn't have any time pressure. Didn't have that much money. So we just wanted to do it that way. It was great. Really great.
Awesome.
I've got a couple, but one I would say it was a few years ago, but I drove from Milan all the way down and then across to Sicily. And that was quite beautiful because I hit up the Amalfi Coast, which is, just breathtaking.
Nice.
On those teeny little roads. But yeah, it was fantastic. It was a really amazing road trip. But it was one of those, I was by myself and, American accent and all that. Rock up to these like random places and like, where did you come from? Like, well, I drove here.
Like, what?
Why?
I know. Do you remember what car you were in?
Oh, I think it was actually a little Fiat. I rented a little Fiat because it was just me. So I just needed something teeny that I could park easily.
Nice.
Italian hilltop towns.
Had to be.
That trip to Madrid was in a sort of red Suzuki Jeep, which actually wasn't the most comfortable car.
No, I can imagine. What do you listen to when you're driving? Do you listen to a podcast or a piece of music? What is it that kind of, because you spend a lot of time in the car, don't you, Tom? I know you had to retrain for your driving
I
license.
normally listen to podcasts or audiobooks in the car. I will make an admission that when I'm trying to concentrate, really concentrate, I will put on trance music.
Really?
It's actually, so I have got an album called The Early Classics of German Trance, which I find actually really good at helping to narrow my kind of thinking and think properly about something. It sounds weird.
I think what we should do is have, like, as the podcast progresses, we should have a playlist. I think we should start to have a link to the album.
I will send you a link.
I love that.
Yeah, it's
What's it called? The German...
The Early Classics of German Trance.
The Early Classics of German Trance.
It's not the only thing I listen to be clear, but I find it quite clarifying.
Okay. Harvey, follow that.
Yeah. Drop mic right there. I mean, I feel like any long road trip starts with "On the Road Again," going places like I've never been. I mean, I don't even know who sings that. You know the song I'm talking about,
I know exactly
right?
the song you're talking about. I know exactly the song you're talking about. We're going to have to think about who. We'll put a link to that as well in the podcast. Willie Nelson, apparently.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Good old Willie. Love that guy. And then I think, I mean, I do mix it up, audiobooks, podcasts, but I think there's at some point in the road trip where you're just trying to get music that like pumps you up because you're flagging a
Tired.
bit. Yeah. And at that point, I would refer to Girl Talk, which I think there actually is a musician called Girl Talk. That's not who I'm talking about. It's a DJ. His actual name is Greg. And he is an ex-computer engineer that created a program that mashes up a whole bunch of different songs. And you can't actually buy the songs. You donate, and then you get the album. Because I don't think it's a whole bunch of other people's music.
Right.
He doesn't have the rights to actually resell it. He's great. He's got I don't know where he is now. Greg, if you're still alive, please make more music. He's got like 3 albums, but they're fantastic. If you need that like oomph,
Yeah.
That's where to go.
Yep, that's where to go.
I've just discovered that there's a volume 2 to the Early
No.
Classics of German Trance.
That's what you've got
I
over the
haven't listened
weekend.
to volume 2 yet.
That's definitely
There we
weekend
go.
listening right here.
This weekend.
We have we go through playlists of either, because the boys tend to give me, I've got 3 boys, one's into music, one's into cars. I actually had discovered that there is a Grand Theft Auto radio station.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you've had that before now. So it goes from hard house to various things, but I get most of my listening gets dictated by whoever isn't driving will kind of control what we're listening to. So that's quite fun. So yeah, but that's great. Thanks both again.
Thanks, Jackie.
Thanks, Jack.
Thanks.